This is Tracee Randall, and welcome to today's segment of Tracee's Arsenal, your battle plan for better health. And as you know, we're excited to have as our guest today Bob Wright, the founder of the American Anti-Cancer Institute. If you don't know, hi Bob, how are you doing today?
Tracee, Carol, I'm doing great.
I know you're excited. You told me that you were excited about this one, but you said you're always excited.
I try to be anyway.
There you go. Well, you sound great. For those of you who don't know, because I know a lot of people have been tagging and sharing about this interview, for those of you who don't know about the American Anti-Cancer Institute and Mr. Wright, the AACI is a nonprofit that educates on the natural treatment and prevention of disease, not just cancer, but that is one of Bob's specialties. He's done a lot of research about it, and he wrote this book, Killing Cancer, Not People. Powerful, powerful book with the truth that we need to know. And we'll be talking a little bit more about the book in just a little bit. So welcome to today's segment, Bob. You ready to get started?
I am ready. Let's go.
Awesome. All right. We will get started here. Let me do this. All right. And so, Bob, this is our 6th interview here live on Facebook. And I know I had to do a little bit of creative pushing with you to get you okay with that. But I want to tell you that we have actually so far reached over 25,000 people with these 6 interviews, probably more. That's what I could come up with. And that's life-changing and life-saving information. So I know for you that is extremely exciting because that is your heart.
Well, it really is. And to, have this media style thing available to us is, younger in my lifetime, I never would have dreamt about it. You talk to people, you get on the old-fashioned telephones, or you write a book and hope it gets out there. But now we're able to reach more people more often, and it's really a delight to be able to do that and get the word out there.
It really is, Bob. And, we've been working together now for a couple of years, and I've been working and using your book for over 5 or 6 years now. And I know both of us have seen some pretty amazing things happen. Here's what I want to do before we get deep into the interview. And I see that we've got people joining us now from all over the country. More people will be joining us and sharing this video. So all of you who are joining us live or watching it by recording, here's what I'd like for you to do. I'd like for you to go, if obviously you're at the American Anti-Cancer Institute Facebook page, I need you to click on like so that you'll see the updates and you'll see more interviews that are coming up, and make sure that you like our page. Second, I want you to go to getmadaboutcancer.com, and I want you to subscribe to Bob's monthly newsletter, The Right Stuff, right? Getmadaboutcancer.com. And also, I want you to write down this link, because there are a lot of people that just don't have the opportunity to get on Facebook. And these lives have been on Facebook, and as we all know, but there are a lot of people that don't have Facebook platform. So we've started a YouTube playlist, and here's the link, and we'll put it up on the screen, and then we'll get started with our interview. The link for the playlist is www.tinyurl.com/Get Mad About Cancer. If you'll go to that link, you'll be able to see all of our interviews as we do them. We upload them live that afternoon, and you can watch them and share those links with your friends and family. So I believe we're going to get that link up there. Very good. Perfect. All right. So Bob, let's get into the interview. I'm excited about it. We've got a lot of people waiting to hear more. You talk about in your book about the 5 steps to living healthy. And we've already talked about the right water, which is the Kangen water. Watch Bob smile.
Sure.
Kangen is near and dear to his heart. You definitely want to go back and watch that interview. And we've talked about detoxification. We did that on one of the past interviews as well. So what are the 5 steps, healthy steps to living healthy? Real quickly, tell us about the other 3.
Well, and I'm really happy that you're saying the steps to being healthy rather than the cure or something else, or what you're going to use exclusively for cancer or something like that, because these are about being healthy. What prevents heals. What heals prevents. And of course, you need the right food. And if you don't eat the right food, the chances of staying healthy or healing are minimal. And of course, you need to take the right supplements, drink the right water. You need to detox the body, and you need to exercise. These are the 5 that we should be doing all day, every day in our lifetime if we want to stay healthy or heal.
Absolutely. So again, today we're going to talk about the Wright supplement. A little play on words there, of course. We love that. We're going to talk about that. And before we do specifically talk about that supplement that you believe is the #1 choice, I do want to say this for our listeners. I know we do have a fantastic group of Relive distributors here watching live. You'll be sharing the posts. You'll be bringing more people on. And I'm going to ask you to do this. If you are a Relive distributor or even a Kangen distributor, which we know both products we talk a lot about with the AACI, we're going to ask you not to post your personal link in the comments. Please don't do that, because then it gets confusing to our listeners. However, we do encourage everyone to share the post, and when you share the post, then at that point you definitely want people to know that you are a Relive distributor and that you can help people with these products. Bob, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
You know what, I missed the last part of what you said, but I think you were referring to relivers, we'll call them. I love these people. And, you know, they're doing such a lot of good that I always try to encourage them. And of course, we don't sell the Relive products here at the AACI, because that's what you distributors are doing, and you're doing it very well. And as I mentioned in the book, these are a large group. I don't know if there's how many more than 60,000 there are now, but people that are out there helping other people every day. And I am so delighted that they are doing that. And they're some of the nicest, most congenial people that I have ever met. So thank you for what you do.
Oh, absolutely, Bob. I love that you said that, and I know that your heart, what you do is so directly connected to those relivers, as you're calling them, and the Kangen water people. Again, just hearts of gold, and their true passion is just to help people. And so we're really proud of that. Now, if you are watching this video and you don't know someone who actually, you know, can help you with Relive products or the Kangen water products, go ahead and email us at productsaaci@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that you get connected with that right person that can help you answer those questions. And of course, Bob and I are available to answer general questions, but we'll connect you to a distributor that can help you. So Bob, we could talk about this nutrition for hours, and I would love to do that, but I know you've done your research, and in your book, Killing Cancer Not People, Chapter 7 is titled, The World's Best Supplementation, Period. And I know you feel strongly about the Relive products. Please tell us why. Uh-oh, we have a little freeze with Bob. That's okay. He'll come back to us.
Okay. Yeah, you faded away again there. I don't know. Must be some high traffic on the internet now or something. Anyway, I said that for a specific reason, and because I was so dissatisfied with how people were treating this product, and soy specifically, because people don't have an understanding. And if I've got just a second, I want to explain that. And that's that, you know, years and years ago, doctors started prescribing menopausal women with estrogens, with hormones to try and deal with all of the things they have to deal with when they're going through the change.
Looks like we have a little bit of an internet disruption.
Tens of thousands of these women died. And
okay,
so
Bob, you froze up, so I'm going to ask you to repeat that. Doctors prescribed estrogen and can you repeat what you said to make sure that we do get it? Oh dear.
Okay, now am I back now?
You're back. Oh, you know, when we have the best information to give It looks like we've got some technical difficulties, Bob. Hopefully we'll get it all cleared up and they'll hear you.
Okay. Doctors started to prescribe hormonal estrogens to women years ago for the change they were going through, menopausal women. As a result, many got cancer. Tens of thousands died before doctors said, whoops, we shouldn't have done that. As a result, doctors now put the big X on anything that has the E word in it, estrogen. Sadly, that includes plant estrogens. And of course, a lot of the great foods that we know to eat, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli. You gonna eat broccoli? Well, why? It's got estrogens in it, phytoestrogens, as does soy, as does flax oil and olive oil and raspberries and so many things that are good for us and that we eat. So this was a scare that never should have happened. And as a result, soy got a bad name. But if you do the homework and study the studies, which we have done, you find that soy is one of the most anti-cancer foods on the face of the earth. And as a result, I saw just an incredible video that my good friend Dave Zuro had forwarded to me the other day of Angelina Jolie's doctor on television saying now that it's all a myth. Soy is not bad for you. And soy is actually really good for you. And she just reiterated what we've been saying at the American Anti-Cancer Institute for years and years and years. And so we're delighted with that. A lot of the other stuff in that interview, which will be posted on in our newsletter this month that comes out in the next day or so, a lot of the other stuff in there is not that great, but it's only about a 4-minute video. So you're going to get the truth about soy on network television, which is great finally to see after all this time.
Wow, really powerful. So I just want to recap and make sure that we're clear. So what you're saying is that, the Relive products are soy-based and that you endorse it even for women with estrogen-positive cancers because of what you just said. I just want to make sure and clear that. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, and phytoestrogens will sit on the estrogen receptors and not allow the uptake. So it's really, when you understand the science, it makes perfect sense. So the answer to your question is yes, I would recommend them. There are a small number of people in our country, in North America, who are allergic to soy or have an allergy. So, you got to be a little bit careful, and common sense will tell us that. But the answer to your question is yes, we've just seen fabulous things happen with these products.
So you got the elephant out of the room, because just the other day I was talking to someone about the Relive products for the purpose, and I want to make this very clear, the purpose of boosting and building the immune system.
Yes.
And they mentioned that, that they were concerned about the soy and the estrogen and all of that. So that is the elephant in the room. But many people don't have a clue about what Relive is at all, why it's, what it does. And I know that you've done your research, as I said, but there's 2 things I want to clear up before we move forward. One, you say in your book, Killing Cancer, Not People, that our only defense against any disease, including cancer, is a strong immune system. So with that being said, we want to also do our disclaimer here. We're treading on some thin ice. We want to make sure that we're not compromising anyone. Bob, you've done your research, but we're not claiming that Relive products or anything that we're talking about cures or heals anything. But what the Relive products will do alongside, the other protocol is boost the immune system. Talk about that, Bob, and the importance of that.
Well, the immune system, as you said, is the only thing that ever heals anyone. And part of that is the epigenetic systems within our body, because cancer is really, and all disease is really epigenetic, not genetic. There are some cases where you might carry a BRCA1 or a BRCA2 defective gene. We understand that, but it's rare. And so cancer is epigenetic, and you can talk to Dr. Galvez, who I've met on several occasions, who actually founded the Lunacin, which is now in the Luna-Rich X and the Now products for Relive. These are products that are synergistic and bioavailable. That's what makes them different. They come in powders. and they are true epigenetic products. And of course, I've said that that food, good food, organic food, is epigenetic. I've always said that, and it's really true. I don't think anyone can refute that. And you know, when we get sick or when we're well, we need to put the good things in our body, because good food, I say this in the book, trumps cancer, and it trumps sickness, it trumps disease. And we have to understand what that actually means. And we see people all the time that have these, what we call far out diets. You know, they're largely organic, and they're, you know, how do you eat that? You know, how do you eat all that?
All right, had a little disruption with Bob. I know he'll come back.
I'm back. If you can give a composite to the Relive supplements, you will find that they're chock full of everything that the body requires to keep itself healthy and to heal those epigenetic systems and the inflammation in our body, and to heal the immune system. They're chock full of those, and we're talking about the right kinds of vitamins and minerals and enzymes and other things. You know, whether you're talking about macro or micronutrients, they're in there. And I equate it to, you know, can you eat 5 pounds of broccoli every day, 5 pounds of carrots, 5 with this, and there I get.
I know that for those of you who are watching, I hope that you can hear me. I can't tell, but I think Bob's just having some technical. There he is. He's back. Bob, we were waiting patiently.
Well, did you get the 5 pounds of everything I was discussing?
That was the last thing we heard.
We can't really eat like that, because it's just there's too much volume there. So, and especially when we're sick, it's hard to eat almost anything at times. So if we can get synergistic nutrition that is bioavailable into our body, it's the best of all worlds. And that's essentially what we get with what we call a powder in a can, and even the Lunar Rich X capsules are powder in a capsule. But this is the encapsulation of some of the best things you could possibly ever put in your body. And we can get the likeness of these pounds and pounds of nutrition through this synergistic bioavailable Relive products in the cans. And that's why it is so incredibly important for those of us who are ill and those of us who are well, who want to stay well. And I can't say enough about that and why it works as well as it works.
I love it, Bob. And as you know, my family is also very passionate about the Relive products. And I know for you, when you began to do your research, I know without a shadow of a doubt, just like me, you got lots and lots of nutritional products that you took a look at. I mean, there are hundreds, if not thousands, on the market, many of them part of the direct sales industry like Relive, some not. And you chose Relive as the world's best supplementation. You talk a lot about being bioavailable, meaning that it is most of the Relive products, with the exception of the Lunar Rich capsules, are in true powder form. And I actually have a can of the, the Relive Now here. Most of the Relive products are actually in a can, and you mix it. What I love about the Relive products, Bob, having used them now since April of 2007, when our entire health profile changed in our family, is the simplicity of it. You mix it with water, and you can get water anywhere. And we know the best water to mix Relive with is the Kangen water. And we've got a lot of the Kangen people on there asking about that water today. But you mix it up with water, put it in a shaker cup that the Relive actually provides for you, and you drink it once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, depending on how much you need to boost your immune system. Is that correct? And while you're answering, I'm going to take my Relive shake.
Well, that's absolutely correct. And you know, when you're healthy, you don't need to do 4 or 5 or 6 of these double scoop shakes a day. But when you're not healthy, when you are, you know, in the middle of some medical issue, whatever it is, the weakening of the human immune system, or the sickness trauma that people seem to go through so many times. Here are people that have 7, 8 colds and flus a year, and I can't understand that. I said, what's that all about? I don't even really know what a cold or the flu is, fortunately. Thank God for that. But more is better in this case. When you are ill for whatever reason, more is better. And it's common sense again, because food trumps sickness and illness. No one can really refute that, as I had said before. So I'm a guy, if I had cancer right now, I was diagnosed at any stage, I would start to really pound the Relive, because I know the combination of good nutrition in the cell with a combination of the antioxidants and the raising of the negative cell voltage, which the Kangen water does for us, that this is such a dynamic duo. Can't say it cures anything, obviously, but it helps boost that immune system. Again, that only thing that's going to heal you in the final analysis. So I'd be drinking 4, 5, 6 of these shakes a day. More is better. More is better. And we have to get that down.
We do. And, another thing that I love about the Relive products, as well as the Kangen water, is that when you start on those products, you actually get a coach with you that comes along with that can. You're talking about, slamming your body. I call it flooding your body with nutrition. So important. But it also comes with someone that will help you through that process, teach you how to do it. And again, we're not claiming to cure or heal anything. The key is boosting and building the immune system. And I sometimes talk to clients and my customers about how do we know our immune system is strong enough to defend itself against disease? Well, when you stop having those headaches, when you stop having those colds, when you're not dealing with any symptoms that are other than just being healthy, then your immune system isn't strong enough yet. So I encourage anyone that's listening and wants to know more about the Relive products to email us at productsaaci@gmail.com so that we can connect you with a Relive coach, someone that can help you know what products to take, because other than the Now product, which I showed earlier, there are some functional formulas that the Relive products have. And I love the fact, there you go, there's your classic. You're a classic man, I see.
Well, I'm all of it, actually. But yeah, I like classic, the original product, yes.
Right. But, so that we can help you, support you, to get the results you're looking for. As I mentioned earlier, Bob, let's see if I'm there we go. My family started taking the Relive Nutrition in April of 2007, and it did change our lives forever. I know that you are a testimony man. The science behind a product can be great, but unless we can, see what happens when real people take a product, it means nothing. And I love that about you. You've done the research, but you also understand the power of the testimony. So just real quickly, I'm going to share that my oldest son got life-changing results with an autoimmune disease that the doctors had completely given up on him with. I got results personally with depression, panic and anxiety attacks, carpal tunnel pain, and weight loss. And since April of 2007, I have not had a strep throat, which I had at least once a year. I've not had a cold, a flu. I'm 57, look better, feel better than I've ever felt, because I'm 10 years on Relive and 10 years, putting the right things in our body. My husband got results with severe seasonal allergies, but it was really every season. He just had different allergies every season. And none of us have gotten, been sick a day in our life since April of 2007. How is it possible that this one product line, and just this one thing can do all of those things? How is that possible?
Well, it's possible. Let's get back to the good food trumps sickness and disease. And when you look at the virtual cornucopia of ingredients, again, synergistic ingredients, bioavailable ingredients that are in these cans, then you get a better understanding of what we're talking about here. And I am just thrilled with the testimonials. I can tell you, this is so important to me because we can talk all about lab results and all of that, but what does it do in people? Isn't that what we want in the final analysis? And I've told people all along who are introducing new products to me, I say, well, show me the testimonies. Yeah, I want to read the research and I want to look at the science, and I will do that, but show me the testimonials. And that's where products seem to lack. I mean, show me the virtual, I believe it's probably tens of thousands of testimonials I've either heard or seen. I've talked face to face with so many people now who say, this changed my life. They won't come out and say, this cured me, nor should they ever do that. But they'll say, this changed my life. And then we get down to the nitty gritty, you know, what changed? What did you have? What went on? And, you know, it's everything from a hangnail to cancer to heart disease to things you just can't understand. Looking at this can right here and looking at this powder, and you'll go, that did this. And I say, well, I know that I'm changed. I know that things are different now. And it started when I started myself to utilize the things that we know through science and research. The ingredients in those cans are good for you. And it's nutrition. It's fundamental nutrition. And people even lack fundamental nutrition today. And when you can start pumping your body up with the fundamentals of nutrition, real nutrition, I'm not talking about something you get from a registered dietitian or something like that. I'm not talking the food pyramid. I'm talking about real nutrition today. And when you start utilizing that, surprise, surprise, good things start to happen.
I love it. And, you know, one of your protocols or one of your steps, of course, is detoxification, which we've talked about that. But I know this to be true, and maybe you can elaborate on it. But when someone adds some good nutrition to their body or changes their eating habits where they're going from negative, you know, bad things to healthier things, then they have an automatic detox, you know, good nutrition detoxes. So one of the things I love about Relive is that there is a very natural, subtle detox that happens, which I know you would agree is hugely important.
Well, it really is. And it goes back to the good nutrition once again. 2/3 of your immune system starts in your gut. Unfortunately, most of us have 80% bad bacteria down there and 20% good, when it's supposed to be the opposite. So how do you restore that microbiome that is your gut? Well, you can do it utilizing, of course, the right water, and we tout that. But you need, again, the fundamentals of good nutrition to do that. You need to get the cells breathing right again. You need to get the probiotics, which are the good biotics, not the antibiotics, to restore that microbiome. We do that through good nutrition. And so this is no surprise. This is no new science to the world today, but the world has ignored it, because you'll see very few people that are eating properly or taking the right supplements like Relive, or taking the probiotics and the prebiotics that they really need to help do that.
I love it. And we are coming up on our time today. And I know we've just tipped the iceberg, just touched the surface. We can talk more about these products in a future interview. What I'd love to happen is that I know that we do have some Relive distributors who have joined us live. We're going to ask the Relive distributors, please share your testimonies here, comment your testimony. Let those people that are coming later to watch the recording see what's happened for you without making any medical claims. Just share your testimony. We would appreciate that. And of course, we want to ask all of you who are watching live or by recording to go ahead and share today's video so that people can hear this information. And, you know, real quickly, Bob, in your opinion, based on your knowledge and all the research you've done over the past, decade or more, working, yeah?
A lot longer, yes.
A lot longer. Several decades then. I know, when did you write your book? What year?
Well, I started writing the book in 2008, 2009. It came out in 2000. The first edition came out in 2010. Then we went to the second edition, and now the third edition is out there. And I'm actually working on the fourth edition, although it'll be a little while yet.
Right, right. Well, I know that you know, there were many years of research and you know, the R word, research before you actually compiled your book. And you've got some information in this book that is life-changing, life-saving, and it's so important. But in your opinion, can a person today, this, and I haven't, you know, prompted you on this answer, so I don't know what your answer is going to be. Can you today be healthy if you don't supplement? Can we just eat the food that's out there? Can, you know, what's our risk, do you think, if we don't supplement in some way?
Well, the problem is that I have not, and rarely do you see anyone who eats that perfect diet. And what is the perfect diet? Well, you'll get some argument about that, obviously, but we just don't. We live in a fast food society. I mean, think about it. And so talk to 100 people, and at least 99, if not 100 of them, are going to tell you, well, yeah, I eat a McDonald's once a week, or, you know, I eat pretty well, but I don't eat as well as I should. So should we supplement? Absolutely, we should supplement. And unless you're one of those few people on the face of the earth that always eats the perfect diet, not sure that exists. And so, you know, all of us fall off the wagon once in a while. And I like to tell everyone, I don't care what you do on Saturday, it's what you do the rest of the week that really counts, which is a way of saying that most of the time you have to do the right things. And to me, one of the right things is taking proper supplementation. And to me, you know what that is by now.
Well, I totally agree with you. And I know that we've had some people ask some questions for more information about Relive. Would you agree to come back and do some more information on Relive and maybe do a combination Relive Kangen, and we can talk about that combination, how powerful that is? Yes?
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Well, again, if you have questions about Relive, Bob and myself, I would consider myself an expert on the Relive products, as I've been using them personally since 2007. Just been able to help a lot of people, and I know we have some great experts that are part of our Relive family that can help you. But I'm going to encourage you, don't try to purchase the Relive products by yourself. You definitely want to have a coach, because you will detox. You will want some help in knowing, you know, exactly what it is that you need to boost and build your immune system. And the Relive distributors, although they don't claim, you know, to cure or heal anything, or even be, you know, they're just educated on the Relive products. And, you know, I know that you work very closely with many of those Relive distributors across the country. So contact us at productsaaci@gmail.com for any questions you have about Relive or anything else that Bob endorses in his book. Now, before we close out, and we have gone just a little bit over, but I know we have a lot of listeners and I want to make it worthwhile their time. Tell us why someone should go to getmadaboutcancer.com and purchase your book, Bob.
Well, the book, as we've stated before, is really, it's really more, when you think about it, about the entire life experience of good health and healing and prevention. So to just look at one chapter, whether it's a Relive chapter or a water chapter or whatever, is kind of, it's very valuable, but it's kind of cheating you out of the full meal deal, as it were, because you really need to know the whole experience. And so it's very important to do that. And you know, we've been told that many people, it's their cancer Bible, but it's more than a cancer Bible. It's a health, healing, living, prevention type of work that will help you across the board. So it's not just about cancer, even though that's in the title.
Right. And, you know, with cancer being the #1 killer of our children today, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. I believe that this is a subject that we just have to get our heads out of the sand. That's one of my hashtags. We have to get our heads out of the sand, and we've got to stop this madness. And it is about cancer, but it's not about cancer. We're talking about living a healthy life. Can you imagine, I know Bob and I can, but can you imagine waking up every morning and feeling amazing and having energy for the whole day, and just, you know, your children not having to deal with those allergies or even ADD focus issues? That's what good nutrition does. It's not just, as Bob said, it's not just about cancer. And actually, Bob, just so that the listeners will know, Chapter 2, this is something I believe everyone needs to read. The big three: surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. Just the facts, ma'am. And I know in your book you've talked about those three subjects. We're not going to get into that today. Maybe as we get braver, we'll talk about those things here live on Facebook.
Read the newsletter. Read the newsletter coming out. In a little bit in there you'll want to read, and it's free, folks. You get it electronically. It's free.
Okay, so to get your newsletter, you go to getmadaboutcancer.com. You'll see the scroll down to subscribe, and we'll get you on this newsletter coming up, which means you better act fast because it's a couple of days away from the first. And then there's one more tool that I want to mention to make sure that everyone knows about, and that's the Health Summit, Get Mad About Cancer, that you did in Atlanta in April. Just real quickly, Bob, tell them why they need to go there and purchase that, and we have it on sale right now, if you act now, for just $24.99.
Again, we covered so much ground in that 2 days. It wasn't, you know, I spoke many times, but we had other professionals and experts there, and we dealt with many different products. We talked about different types of therapies and treatments and protocols, and of course we talk about prevention a lot, folks, because it's if you want to talk cure, which we technically can't talk about, but prevention is the real cure, and no one can argue with that. And so we covered a lot of ground, and so it's a very valuable work, and you guys did a tremendous job at putting this together, this final product. And so I encourage everyone to look at that, because it's really a broad spectrum type of situation that will help you, and it will help you dramatically.
Well, it's time, Bob. It's time for us to make a decision. Make a decision. That's what the MAD stands for. Make a decision that cancer won't touch you or the ones that you love, and that you're going to live a healthy life. Why not? And so we're gonna have another great interview. We're just past our 30-minute mark, but it was great information today, Bob. The time passes way too quickly. So much more we can share. But we'll be back next Monday, and I believe, let me look at my date here. That's November 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to shake you up a little bit out there, and we'll be broadcasting live right here on the American Anti-Cancer Institute Facebook page at 7 p.m. Eastern time on November 6th. So make sure that you let people know that. Make sure you share today's post. Make sure that you make some changes. And I know we're getting on to the holiday season when, you know, there's going to be so much junk being put into everyone's bodies that it's time that you make these changes. Don't wait. Do it now. Bob, how would you like to close out today's interview?
I lost you there, but thanks, you know, everybody, for showing up. Spread the word around here. That's what it's all about. It's not about money. It's not about anything like that. It's about spreading the word so people can have health and healing. Absolutely. We love you, Bob. We thank you. I know you've had a lot of people come on here today and say thank you, thank you. We know you're busy. You are. And support the American Anti-Cancer Institute. Bob is so gracious, so wonderful. And the way that you can support the AACI is, of course, they'll accept your donations, of course, but also by purchasing the book and the Get Mad About Cancer Health Summit. Purchase those things. Give them as gifts this year. What a fantastic gift this would make to a family member or a friend, especially one with children. It's all about prevention. It's all about being proactive instead of reactive. We've got to stop the madness. So thanks again, Bob. We love you so much. Thank you, Tracee and Carol. Keep up the great work you're doing. All right. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.